Mata Zibalina, Motokiziba, Traviziba, Finginjagiziba, Izigiziba, the GS. Tadi Finginjagiziba, thank you, mind the Shari. The mother, Motokiziba, Traviziba, Izigiziba, thank you, mentioned to Goris. Yultila, Tuljan, Yulitoba Mingalti, Ramita to Vizabati, Ramita Tuljan, Tetoba Kinemichis. Patati. Tapagi Damida to Vijavagi, Javati, Damida with Tunchi Jadgorwa, Jalet Shidi, Tunchi Jad, Tunchi in some, I'll just cheer the Sede, take it to water. Nitemaimba, then I'll let water, it should water, for the thing, Chulna, Chidi Toba, Madavachava, or Mother, Pachukanga, then I'll leave your Chidi, so don't you want to change Mula. Indiana, you don't water. Take you to my in the chat. Damita to Vijavat and Damita was a Trijan Tetoba Kennedy. Nipa, Ninanching Sheba ina, Ranginawala was Sama in the Captain, Ratan Toba, Ranginawala was Sama in the Sheba ina, Rangi Izachi to be Captain, Ribore Tunchi, Ribon to be Zeta, Data Betunji, Ratan to be Zeta in the Jachi Yul topic capture the language Jachi in Ratanjin Toba in Ratanjin Toba, done Kuchiri. Kati Jachi Yul de la that Tanjin Toba, Tenchi di Java, the mother Tenchi City, Chedi Mind, Chedi Chisabru Nave Totaki Chachilla, Tenchi Silva. Kati Tiang. Agi Kurang ni Yamar the Tota, who mind you, who keep Davo, Namu, Koto, Petivala, and Taran was Sasama Tomingina, Send the Chavdo, Tenji Cuba, Tenjina, now they look for mother. Agi, that the Senan and Changin, Tenji now at Chavdor mother. You Koram Panin, take your mother, the beach, Gora. For the teaching.
Page 313, first paragraph. Inference is of four types. So, inference is four types. Inference by the power of a fact that serves as a logical sign, such as the presence of dependent arising, which is a sign of an absence of inherent existence. Inference by renown, such as coming to know that the term moon is suitable to express that object. Inference through example, such as inferring what a cow without a dewlap is through knowledge of a cow with a dewlap. The first three are common to the lower schools. They also accept three types of inference, but the fourth one is unique to consequent school. Inference through correct belief, in which a scripture is realized to be incontrovertible with respect to what it teaches, due to its not being implicitly or explicitly contradicted by other scriptures, inference or direct perception. Being mistaken with respect to an object and realizing that objects are not mutually exclusive, because the consequentialists assert that an inferential cognition realizing that a sound is impermanent is mistaken with respect to impermanent sound. You can read the note, for the further clarification, such an inferential, but that's not, as said before, not part of the translated Tibetan text. Dualistic consciousnesses are necessarily direct, valid cognitions with respect to their own appearing object. This is because even a conceptual consciousness that misconceives sound to be permanent is a direct, valid cognition with respect to its appearing object. So here, sound is impermanent, is misconceived, because when we try to understand the impermanence of the sound, we go through, it will come later, what is called generic image. So the generic image refers to the generic image. It's defined as image of the image of the object which is not the object itself, but it appears to be object itself, but it's not it looks like an object, but it's not an object. Especially it would be like when you try to bring up the memory of the places that you have seen before, and when you have these images going in your mind, you are kind of in your mind you think that you are seeing these places again, but in reality there is no actual meeting of places and your eye consciousness. That has already happened long time before. So, but in your mind you have a thought that I'm seeing this place again, or so that kind of, through that we comprehend a lot of things, and that is considered as a true kind of generic image, not direct kind of meeting. And also when we sound to be permanent or impermanent, it is tainted by we mentioned before truth appearance, and there is kind of innate comprehension from by our consciousness that it exists out there independently or inherently or intrinsically, that fallacies comes along with the comprehension of the ordinary mind. All consciousnesses, correct, wrong, conceptual or non-conceptual, realize their own objects of comprehension. For a generic image of a horns of a rapid is the object of comprehension of a conceptual consciousness apprehending the horns of a rapid, and the generic image of a permanent sound is the object of comprehension of a conceptual consciousness apprehending a permanent sound.
공단은 뭐지? 장에 체내인 거지. 장에 체내라. 하기네 유라만이, 중에 세바만이, 눈도 열에 이어봐도 던지시 자오세, 던지시죠. 항아도 빨리 잘하나 삼당 거로. 던지 때나 뉴욕은 동행지, 동행지나, 그다음에 뉴욕 감바페 다산람 버도 지 저기도 뉴욕 파요로 가는 거지. 디 오마르와 셰밧 나로려와 디 오마르와 철수지도 눈도 그게 강가지 강바단 다지 상바단 차상 철수지도 어떻게 되지도 사실 유나만 셰바야만 눈을 여봐 내가 전시시 자고 본다는 거 철수도 상당하게 뺏겨진 거.
So in definite enumeration, a great definite enumeration, one of the texts by Kongdan Rinpoche, a great master. In his text, he defined or explained, generic image as neither object nor subject, neither object nor subject. So, for example, it would be like it's neither subject nor object, but there is a image that kind of pops up in your mind or in your consciousness, with yourself. But he says this is neither subject nor object. So if you have been to New York and you came back here, and if you try to reflect upon your memories, then you have those narrow alleys, street that you have been, it all comes up in your mind, and there is that kind of visual image that you can that you have with you, but that is neither subject nor object. You are here, you are not in New York. So Kongdan Rinpoche kind of define or explain generic image as something kind of neither subject nor object, but still can, visualize.
어떤 이발람이 넘자라 숨레스 람기 미파 가자랑케트 벤제기 동안 가자게다메 라파당 다티 랑기 바멘첼라 가자게다메 참 다메 참이바 다디 뭐 탕규로라 가자랑케트 벤제기 동안 간사가 다음에 락바 차기도 다 가르친 다 거기 양 간사랑 하샤트빈 제기 동화 시리가라 집 땅에서 잘만 보죠 그래 와서 거기 풍보당 시발라 왕기로 와봐서 다 거기 세간도나 가르 미 랑기바인 저리집을 망하기바인 나다 나저집을 말하기바인 두바 이기시바 풍배는 셈니 콘도 따든다는 예고인다 다 직하게 풍배 셈니 아니 야구와 풍불라 풍봉아요 주기 풍보지잖아 말에 윈더랜드 집에 있다는 말이 대하는 저 소요 풍보이 저 그때는 다 이긴 남시대 윈텐쇼 차셔 인자 이긴 남시대 지시자도 대 하기 따든 짤니 라운드 이긴 남시라마도 자삼이도 다 전부 진 자고 대 인도가다 직대양 하기 오늘 나 시리갈라 왕기로 보지 서로 왔다 빼야고 가서 다풍이다 그니 다풍이 고 왕도 입어서지 진진이도 어다 딘도 다데 요마레스 라켓빈 제기 다데 요마레스 단 제요도 따요스데 다 가자데 따요 차데 세지데 이기 남십 제요 차데 가지 강 따비 따지데 인지민지 제요 주고도 어다 때서 지켜버 쳐버 다디나 밤에 라바자요 다디 다디 밤에 라바자나 탄유루라 밤에 강사가 다음에 대 추기 다음에 이 개발 가려서는 동시군이 개발 작업을 마도 이 추진원에 개발 작업을 마도 아니 즉 가서 추진 권한원이 개발하면 동시군이 개발해 요 말이에요 제발 온통으로 동시군이 개발해 요 말이에요 가르제는 가자 가서 덴두 가야마도 때마다 요 말이에요 디 동화들 덴두기 동화 다지 기지군이 주진군이 가르쳐버려서는 이 간사가 단도 간사 다음에 가자 된루 까봐 간사가 다음에 이 풍수암 주진기 단도 아니 가자 된루 까봐 주기 다음에 또 자고 와래 또 개발치고 와래 이게 전부 지차돼요 언니 퇴인 거래
Assertions on the paths, page 315. Objects of observation of the paths. A person's emptiness of substantial existence in the sense of self-sufficiency is asserted to be a cause selflessness of persons. So if you look back to the lower schools, this is the subtle selflessness of person. But here you can see, according to consequent school, this is a core selflessness of person. So this, self-sufficiency or self-sufficient person, as we discussed or talked many times before, to us, the self appears to be self-sufficiently existing, a self which is like a leader or ruler or boss to both body and mind. There is a self which is kind of above body and mind. There's a self kind of existing independently, ruler to these both, dominant power, having authority over these two. But that kind of self-sufficient is understanding is gross understanding here. It's not subtle, according to this school. And when you look at the earlier school, middle way autonomous school, middle way autonomous school, to them, according to their philosophy, whatever designated object, when you put under analysis, it should be findable. So under that kind of pretext or philosophy, to them, they use, to them the person is the sixth mental consciousness, if you remember, because according to their philosophy, they try to find now where is the self or person on the aggregates. So they are, six aggregate, and so they, investigate on kind of each of the aggregates. So they start from, physical aggregate body, and the physical body itself is changes, ages, and so therefore, there should be also, this person should be also kind of changing, or self should be also changing. But so they, the conclusion is that they use the mental consciousness. So six, the mental consciousness, which to this middle way autonomous school, they consider six, the mental consciousness as most stable, always existing. So they to them, person, self is the mental consciousness. But according to this school here, the consequent schools, as you can see here, is a totally different interpretation of what or who person is, or self is, or I is. The two subtle selflessness of a person and of a phenomena are differentiated from the point of view of the bases that are predicated by emptiness, person and phenomena. So there are two selflessness in this school, selflessness of person and phenomena, but the only difference is the base. One is based upon person, therefore it's called person's selflessness. Another is based on phenomena other than person. Other than that, the emptiness of the person and the emptiness of the phenomena, how they are emptiness, it's they have a both same interpretation of object of negation and emptiness. The nature of the emptiness is exactly the same on both person and phenomena. So when they try to differentiate between person, a lack of selflessness of person and phenomena, the only difference is if there is a lack of selflessness on person, that is selflessness of person. If there is a lack of selflessness of phenomena, then it's emptiness of phenomena. So the only difference is the basis of foundation. Other than that, it's totally same. So the two subtle selflessnesses of persons and of phenomena are differentiated from the point of view of the bases that are predicated by emptiness, persons and phenomena. They are not differentiated from the point of view of the object of negation, or the emptiness, how they are empty. This is because true existence is the object of negation, and a negative of true existence, the object of negation, in relation to a person as a base of negation, is a subtle selflessness of persons, and a negative of true existence, the object of negation, in relation to a mental or physical aggregate, or the like as a base of negation, is a subtle selflessness of phenomena. This is the law sample.
야, 다 인디가나 당문에 당규에 투모 마인드 켜지때도 즉고 당규에 띠 인디가나 하기 뚱다 엄마다 만다 인데 근데도 즉 하거나 때 돌아 선음 땅과도 뺏게 버려 와서 오늘다 가자거나 시다 탈신 말에 아니 인디가나 다 거의 내주대 딱 남바상계비 그때는 양지 왜 내주 따뜻하게 체드자에 늘자코나 쏘지도 많이 봐 지금 영업이 내주 또 때는 봐요데 로조 내와지도 오늘 잠잠하고 그때기 남체더니 지금 공부를 눌러서 왔대 저거 남체더니 딱 때는 봐요 왜 내주 당유를 차려요 이나 대어기 좀더 망부시 요한 거 같아 이 점된데 다 그거 두지 전부 니 롱기가 아니 막 깔레 라티디 개나지 전에 하루 때 두사대 니 두고 와래 어떻게 인도가라 즉 거기 가자 그래서 세보지 하고 이양이야도 삼다 루 신지 지외는 덴덴 펜더 용거를 했어 펜더 용거를 했어 이리pen 미스가 깨친 거래 가자 즉 가게 가서 미국 지지 넘버면에 덴덴인데 지지들라 벨라 ताते कुबो आते तनी छोटे टुबियों दिखला कराकर गाचा ने पिन्ने सिची किशाल कुंगा गाचा देंटू ते नहीं हुआ ते नेंगा ते हाकू हुआ तनी क्या बांग ने पिन्ने तू चेने ने मारा इसे सुझाव हुआ तो मिसवा केच मुझा दिया महाराजो कर साथ अंदा ते दिन ऑन थे उबरे नवरे नंबर ला चामाला कुमा जिंजुगे इना कुमा द ngoda macho bardu kuma jutu kumare mi tulo karfo kongen jidu jana tulo karfo kongen jara ko i kuma ngoda chogum to ta ke na jin chi ga cha pagi dembar tu ba tu thran tu lu ta ba thaju ge dembar tu na suchina ma te ba kherten korang woni yu korang woni tu bu wa tindi jin du mi lu ota tindi ji 내가 다 텐디지 투탄 투루데 자네 텐디지 메사 멜루데 지마 지진지 롤라차 대한 당고차 툭지기 됩니다. 때로 공박 잡죠. 이양이양도 내신게 아니 대 주고 우원에 하기 직 제주단에 마라베 차들라 동상 가자 된두 카페 카차 동상 때 아니 덴버 마투와 생게 वाता तू शेती गला ता तेंडल की कर थानी सल्तान तेजो सेवा हाकोवा ते पैकेज पर तेजो जी ताता जी नेगवा ते पे मिसब के चंबरे ते माचोना ने माचो तुंता लॉबी को माचे बारे
So, when we study this school, consequence school, middle way, prasangika or consequence school, it is important to kind of look at its unique assertion, which is not common to other schools. Especially, when we get to this school, the object of negation has become now much subtler as compared to the previous schools, and how they interpret the object of negation in relating to the emptiness of the phenomena. And as mentioned before, consequent schools interpretation is considered as the most highest level of understanding, supreme, and which is which is based on the true nature or reality of the phenomena, confirmed by the great scholars or the unbiased mentality, scholars like Maitreya Buddha, Manjushri, and Nagarjuna. But the lower schools were also, their philosophies and tenets were also taught, so that respective followers can also practice or follow their own level of understanding. And as said before, it is considered as the skillful means adopted by Buddha for the example we mentioned before, somebody who needs guidance to get to the peak of the top of the mountain, bringing gradually and taking a rest at the right time, and slowly bringing at the top of the mountain. And here, the consequent school, the object of negation is one important point that we need to understand. For example, when we use a statement like, seed. Seed is lack of true existence because it is, interdependence. If you use that kind of syllogism or logical statement, then you are negating, here that seed lacking true existence or intrinsic existence or inherent existence. You are negating the, so you are using the reasoning here because it is interdependence. And so when you use the objective negation, lack of true existence, lack of intrinsic existence, you need to have a strong conviction what you are negating. What is the object of negation? What needs to be negated here? So that is, important, and it is like this will come later in the, stages of path, the Lamrim text, liberation in the palm of your hand. In that text, it also mentioned about, use the example, if you need to catch, a thief or robber, first you need to identify who that person is. Without identifying, there is no way of catching that person. So, same understanding, needs to be applied here when you try to negate or, have the understanding of emptiness. What empty of what? What is negating? You need to have a, good understanding of the object of negation. And if, looking at the other side, if we say hypothetically that object does exist independently, intrinsically, self-sufficiently from its own side, then what is the mode of existence? How can you come to the conclusion of that statement? And you need to have all this kind of understanding within your mind stream, and then as said before, start with the studying and then making yourself familiarize with these concepts, and then kind of using an analysis, investigation, especially when you try to understand emptiness, and when we say lack of inherent existence or lack of independent existence or lack of intrinsic existence, why it is lacking and how it is lacking, so you need to have all kind of this understanding along with the when you negate some object, and also it's important to understand kind of avoiding the two extremes, especially in terms or in related to dependent origination or interdependence. If you don't understand these kind of concepts, then it is sort of useless to learn and study tenets of different school of thoughts.
Tenam di bordo lo sarwa.
Chazan lo me chima ni.
Oda ji kansa ka tondo kansa dandu kawa kansa ka dame thamata ji phungso ka tondo kansa dandu da kansa ka dame thamang ingi shir. Kansa ka dame thamata chuki dame thamang ila tra me chi nelu thartu tondo to sibo. Tati gurbe ong sunga ten zawangin chayo mare. Nelu thartu re se sungwa. Tati de chipa chi kyang ta ari kondhana buche changen na yang tu sunga re. Sui kansa ke dame to na tila sangi jitin ji chu ko bat yin da sung do ta shijing gin dui gomba tar du de uma thangyu tawa cha de jaza uma thangyu tawa de indi gala sangi jitin du jo la simje khro le tro tun darwa jenda ke marwa simjin jinden je ya khro le tang ya tun dale khro khore de karil chin khore de sidala danji mari batene khore te Zemar to be dinzin, each want to so lesa, Numongi, lesa, Leongi, Tosipitemi, Marniel come Chubgepoto, do support there one. Jazang, Jumden de, and pay 하게 숭기 틀리기 tenjung te khonangi sungo tene eni duljala nilu mari badi sangya gitonta nilu nguma toya gitonta te tontare ti nilu te tona khoral toltugore nilu to matuna khoral toltugore te tol matu inza te inza searching indo sumu koba taktote toni toni eni ganji mari ba sunche ganji mari ba keya tonta sungata shejingi tode jeza kona shi tongi tona sagin jiten jubu kobatu wi sere one kobatu thartuti tongi toya ta chadi ware ganje mari ba sunji ya to ta chadi ware odati ngone ngazo hago wat tindi ji joina ngoni ta ganje mari ba sunju wala nilu wema tagi kobe ong sunja tende zamai ba ngoma nilu te tongu tongi luyu charam huwa ipek miziba kechi mu chade yore tongu yore gyawar mu chay kazan sarmangu song song wata tingdi gala thusa de nga zembar zimbe zenzin nga zaatru be tanzin nga jeban zimbe jinzin wata te tezo mea song huwa tezo la nyingene tongi toba tawa mato yen suji yo marda wenyin chegenji
Gajal read the Tibetan text that I have read in English before, but I'm going to read that again. The two subtle selflessnesses of person and phenomena are differentiated from the point of view of the basis that are predicated by emptiness, persons and phenomena. They are not differentiated from the point of view of the object of negation. This is because true existence is the object of negation, and the negative of true existence, the object of negation, in relation to a person as a base of negation, is the subtle selflessness of persons, and the negative of true existence, the object of negation, in relation to a mental or physical aggregate, or the like as a base of negation, is a subtle selflessness of phenomena. A subtle selflessness of persons and a subtle selflessness of phenomena do not differ in subtlety. Both are asserted to be the final mode of existence of persons and other phenomena. So what is mentioned here is not based upon different mental disposition, but rather based upon what is reality or the ultimate reality of the phenomena. So, as Kongaram Buchi mentioned in his text, that whoever achieves the understanding of the emptiness also fulfill the the purpose of Buddha's coming into the world. So the ultimate purpose of teachings of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra is to make followers or sentient beings to realize the emptiness nature of the phenomena, because emptiness, understanding of the emptiness, serve as the direct antidote to the very root cause of the secular existence. Because of the self-grasping, it leads to ignorance. Ignorance leads to creations of the karmic actions, and the karmic actions leads to rebirth cycle. So we keep kind of in the cycle of cyclic existence. And when you trace it back, the origin, it all leads to the self-grasping, ignorant mind. So the whole purpose of Buddha's teaching of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra is to understand the reality of the dependent origination of the phenomena, or the interdependence of the things or phenomena. And about this, this is a very kind of important point that we need to understand here, and it's also emphasized by His Holiness teaching during his recent teaching on Heart Sutra. So it all sort of comes down onto, I or self, this self-grasping or ego mind or self-cherishing mind. And the only, antidotes that can directly eliminate this self-grasping, self-cherishing mind, which is the root cause of the all suffering, is the understanding of the emptiness.
Nibalam Japanchani sta thank you Lam Japancha Tala Karzana Ranzin Tara Saban the Jabata. They wong you to some Saban Japan into the pictures. Denzin Patch Denzin into the pictures. Ragiva Menchella Denzin the Shitub Jaguar. Nina Denzin into the Jaguar. Anti Kabarchitoa. Karzana Kavala Tara Kabarchamacharwa. Ragiva Menchegi Ransen to Bachao. Matuna Joshiki Omarwa. Ransen to Bade to say the Karzana. Tatans are you as a Kugua. Tatans are you, but Ransen you to not. Never to tell it, never during your marriage. That's the pet Kagure, Sidugala, and Marmatuba. Ninkan Tayo Sanjay, Nerujatume, he, Kingo Chatter. Tinza, the India, and Hachangi, Castle, Ninju the Jawa, and Zingu to Jawa using Chickit. Dina Shitip Karazar. Tinzin Bacha, that Bacha, they won't get you. Ninang truly chatham. Tinzin water, ringing water than the Vitivanum, she took the totos. And the money water than the mouth. That the money de won't cheese it, or what other is war. But I won't have the but she took it, but a teach it so cheap from war. Bacha, Sidigala, that. Chick. Kasorda, Pacha Guji, Goches, the ante Kachamokuangwa, the Shemokacheva. Sumba Lam Girajini, Tiabasumburella, Lamgin Namjatans, he, Mama, Oma the Chipichikari, solemnly. Milo Lampatu, Yente Lama, Rangel Lama, Tijan Lama Tere. Tijanla Sajinam Jai, Yang, do the Sajubalathan Chetos. Tebasumla, Sherab Kitori Minda Mete, Papa Luchuki Damangosum Tobi, Tabakelim Bichis, Sita, Tebas Sungala, Sherab Kito, Sherab Pichani, Tori Minda, I kept been Chegomare. Karazana, Yende Babaina, Tonito Uare, Rangel Papaina, Tonito Uare. Agent Baba na story Tony Tong war. But the Chabar Karchavarana, how Gichani Kabarshazwa. In each other, how Gichani, some Tanchawani, and it died Chabarchazo. Yeah, Juntajitu, Sherabun Chili. And then Kabasum, how Gichani Chili is from war. The big Kabarchio, Nindiga Jashana. Sarsa Dandibu Madamida Masana Sarchi.
Objects abandoned by the paths, page 315, last paragraph. The cause and the subtle conceptions of self, together with their seeds and three poisons that arise through their influence, together with their seeds, are asserted to be the obstruction to liberation from cyclic existence, obstruction to liberation, or delusive obscuration. We mentioned that another word. So, but when you look down to the lower schools, autonomy and the lower schools, they consider this, these all as a wisdom obscuration, as much subtler. But here again, the subtle obscuration of the lower schools become here, gross obscuration. This is so because the consequentialists assert that consciousness conceiving true existence is an obstruction to liberation. The latencies of the conception of true existence, the mistaken appearance of inherently existence duality which arise through their influence, and the taints of apprehending the true truths as different entities are asserted to be the obstruction to omniscience or wisdom obscuration. So you can see here the difference between true obscurations by the lower schools and this consequent school. About the latencies, we can go into further detail. What is the basis of the latencies? But Krishna said we want to be doing it here. Moving on to the next topic, the nature of the paths. The consequentialists present the 5 paths for each of the 3 vehicles. It's the same with the previous schools. 5 paths beginning from the path of accumulation, and then preparation, seeing, meditation, no more learning. Also relying on the sutra on the 10 grounds, they present the 10 grounds for the great vehicle. The 3 vehicles do not have different types of wisdom because the consequentialists assert that all superiors directly cognize the selflessness of phenomena. So they don't differentiate the wisdom that is necessary. According to consequentialists, 3 vehicles, hearers, solitary realizers, Mahayana practitioners, all needs, all has the understanding of emptiness, and the understanding of emptiness is needed for all 3 vehicles in order to achieve their own liberation. But the difference is a method side. On the method side, there's a differences between hearers, solitary realizers, and Mahayana. And also, when you look at the 4 tenets, the 4 tenets and 4 school of thoughts are based more on the wisdom, wisdom approach. But when we look at the category of the 3 vehicles, these 3 differences are more based upon the method rather than wisdom. So we'll stop here, and next Sunday we will finish the remaining text, which is the fruits of the path of the final school. Yeah.
So I wanted to recap and get clarification from the beginning part of the class before the break. You're saying the 2 places where Prasangika differs from the others is that they're saying with cognition, all the normal cognition is mistaken and disintegration is a functioning thing.
Kebar zoni di tanda dingi di shisunjida omatenjuwa menjegi dhubda chora. Kebar zoni di dirwasa tangi jikdi tanda tsema kor chora. Tsema kor di che kasa chushe imbe kyabla shisunso dingi la.
Surdangi
on dida ane niwa de shibo ngobu de chora dingi tumu ma imbe de dani zo dingi jigi dingi rwela.
Dan tumu ma imbe kebar geya.
Yes.
Kanegi Zinti Konsundi.
Yes. Nini Rosa, you said, yeah, those were the 2 points. Those were the 2. Generally, there are 8, sort of 8 critical point which middle way consequent schools accept, while the lower school doesn't accept, and but all 8 were not dealt in this text. There's a separate text for these 8 kind of philosophical critical points of the middle way consequent school. But what is meant, what we saw in this text is about the, valid cognitive mind and disintegration as a, functioning thing. And then another one is they don't assert or accept mind basis of all, like the previous school does. Quincy is the Tibetan word.
Tagini dilasan, tonam parchemen jetavishi, omnamish jetavishila, dena legorwa. Taya sangi sanan yamjingochi jagore. Sangi sala, any jetavishi da yamja ishi ngochi indugala, tela denang guni legorma. Indugala, culture pagi tonam yamja ishi dang. Tonam jetavishi dang, omnami jetavishi, nigala denang le yundugala, ko culture is jetavishi to Trushi Janam, thank you Lula, which are guni or Marsangus. Yamjet and George Hadir. Yambachativala, Jetulajan, Jetuki Chawa Chetugur, Jetulajan, Yamjaki Chawa, the Kechitu, Yamjet and George Hadir. Sangi Sana Yamje Mochi, that Yambarjaj in the Jetuki Chawa Chetugur, Jetula Lange in the Yambarjat work, that Nizuka Shaba.
So the another point is, we also briefly mentioned before, when we look at the path of seeing and also path of meditation, we mentioned before the two stage. One is wisdom of meditative equipoise, and then aftermath of that wisdom of post-wisdom of meditative equipoise. So, post-meditative equipoise stage, according to middle way consequence school, which is probably they will say that post-meditative stage could interpret as a mistaken apprehension or comprehension, because during the actual stage of the meditative equipoise, at the path of seeing and at the path of meditation, whatever they comprehended or apprehended, there is no mistaken. All are valid. But when they awaken from the meditative equipoise, then there is a possibility of tainted by truth appearance, which is the mistaken. But once a practitioner reached or passed both path of meditative path of meditation and path of seeing, then path of meditation both, and reached the path of no more learning or enlightened, achieved enlightenment. These two stages, the comprehension that happens at the two stage, they could do at one moment. Whatever they comprehend during the meditative equipoise, they can exactly comprehend at the post-meditative stage. And whatever they comprehend during the post-meditative equipoise stage, they can comprehend during the meditative equipoise stage. So, these two stages kind of combines, or they apprehend at the same moment. They don't need these two kind of sequential, one stage after another. What? Nyamdurosa. No. Yeah, they are considered as the same nature. Both. Yeah. Same moment. And this is considered actually as the one of the unique qualification of enlightened being, able to comprehend, the nature of the reality exactly same during both meditative equipoise and post-meditative equipoise.
So are we there now?
No, that's the reason why we are practicing and making effort to reach there. Do we know what's going to happen tomorrow?
We know what's going to happen in 2 seconds.
So then what you said before was out of reach for this at this time, you know.
I figured that much.
Yeah. Page 313. Where is that? Inferential cognition, realizing sound events. The moment you will go to Jeba, she shall so teacher like her.
What a bitch about a vegetable thing,
You want detail and the mistaken with the object and real argument. 315. Okay, 315, which middle of the text? Oh, the call. Oh, you want to with the gold show because you did the shitty. So you're asking about the obstruction to liberation from cyclic existence? Dirsha. You did the shitty the sure. The Jarvis. Kumzen you go to the Oma think you were done any ten numbers the talk of the pigeon of arena. You would the Jebal in a ditch. But the Binuva long bunch of the Denzing you pajan they want you.
They want to join to some subject the shit to the bitches.
You will not just will give me but
Lamgi Panja the Ingrid.
Lamgi Panja. Kansa Gidanzi Charles Simon the Java Taiwan which we to some into the dirty, Denzing into the Dubich, Denzing and Paja that they want which we need not to be chatting. The new water is the shit to the dirt.
It's what?
Nothing is there.
The
because the new dip the dirt like Zeko the anticolisha. Denzing into the division, Denzing into the tempers and body. Oh, tempers and body into the 100 to walk house in the water cell.
Denzing into the bayan, thank you to my machado. Denzing thank you to my body. Denzing into the body. Thank you, Mother. That's your mother. Karachin is the gala. Denzin Pachatan. Tati Nikaman, the engine, Pejagio, Pejan Laiba. Wopa, Wondin and Zona. Denzin Zonijide, Wopa, Wondin and Wopa the Ten Shatigala. The Dun Tima de Gido. Tima the Pacha is Jaguar. Denzin Jab Pacha. Oh, Charagani. In the what it is. Called Tawa the Time, Pigola, Denzin there, that Agi Denzin Koran, Rapa Chabara. Jaza, who Tonito in the Denzin Kedu. The Rangiba Menjina Tony Togo or the Takran Lola, Rangibula, Tony Togo or Tatung Pagi, Tony Todina, Te Wangi, Karsawarta. Rancing to win Zimbabwe, led it to. Thank you, Rancing to Bata, Rancing to Ta, Dember to Ba, Rang to Bat, Kangal Keper, Gajatra Keper in Meson. Didn't you Galata? Gaja and Bay, Keper Mainza, Linjin Koran, did his Nintibly, no more race. Nintibis.
Tenzin Yomon Kajin Resa, Tanchiwati.
La.
Tenzin the Yomon Kajin Shawarsa, Tenzin Yomon Kajin.
Tenzin Yomon the Jawade, Tawa Koram de Charchinson. Jazan Tawa the Ton to cook and go. Tatu Tawa Tone and Mikeri, Carriore. Tong to Tona, Mikere, he won't get a Paja ticket, then didn't know Tatu the Bitimanum, Kate Gomar, issue to the Jango.
Tenzin the Yomon realized the Tawa Tower change later.
Tawa the Tower change, Tawagi, that in the car to go, Tawatiki. Thank you, Ransing Motu with Tawatiki, Zinzin car to go.
Tenzin Yundip Kajin Resa, then Yomon Jiba Kajin, Yomon Kajin Rela.
Shazan, yeah, Tony Toy to go car to Inza, Kunyumola Japanese. He, how I read it, that Petigan is Zhao. How was Kunji, the Pete Kunji each in a year.
Pekare.
Ede, Wopa, Wondina Wopanzona, Wopa the Tenturis. Tendigala, Linzin Patonito and then Linzin Kedu is. Tadun tea, Wopa the Tun and Wobiti Yagmaris. Did Linzin Pachata, didn't know Tatan the Chimada, the Sujaco.
The sheriff with Shaw, the Korang to what the Tenzin the Yomon Kajin Rela.
Or that Tigani, some time to us. Linzin Pagi, only toy on the gala, Linzin Kiggy was.
Teaching it Tenzin Yomon Rela. So the answer Gajal said, I try to kind of nail down the bottom line is that when you realize the understanding of the emptiness, you're also able to eliminate, the consciousness conceiving the true existence. Understanding of the emptiness kind of negate this, But here, this is the unique assertion of the middle way consequence schools too. So once you attain the understanding of the emptiness, you also kind of negate consciousness conceiving a true existence. So therefore, this is considered as the obstruction, something that needs to be eliminated.
Linzin Kedu. Tatuna, Obatana, Wobiti Mayalade, Linzin Water to Mitimada. The Zulaton imported Tony Tobalatan, import top Cherutana, Tadutela, Sanan Tongwa, the Mongoju one, Tongwa. And the she did sign, she did Tamitame Pawata, sign give a Tingam Chadua. So our division of Mongoju 2 was.
So the example, guess we mentioned this before. Example mentioned in the Kare General Kunshi. The document of the Kunkin German Shepa. The example we mentioned before about the garlic and its smell still left over in the what you call where you crush the garlic pestles. Yeah, so in the pestle you crush the garlic and you took out the garlic, and that is like you attain the understanding of the emptiness. Now the garlic is no more there, but still there is smell there, is and the odor is still there, and in order to clean that odor, you still need to apply further kind of step that is needed to completely purify that odor too. So in the consequentialist school, attaining emptiness is not the end. you attain the emptiness. But again, you need to follow more steps, stages to gain further, kind of insight or clarification of the nature of the phenomena. And as you go up higher and higher, then when you reach the complete absolute understanding, then you attain the emptiness. So there is kind of so that's the example used in the that document. So simply, gaining. You said that's good. The question is good, and if you use the example, there might be something that you can find from there. But he said that's what his thought was. So when you look at the 5 stages and try to figure out where practitioners attain emptiness, that it's at the part of seeing, but still part of seeing is not the not the end. You have to go to part of meditation and no more learning. And going through those paths after achieving emptiness, there are still more obstructions that needs to be eliminated. So when you look at the 10th ground, first, second, third, fourth, and the 10th ground itself, number 10 was categorized into 2, former and the later. And then the former and the later is those 2 at the both level. Sajubegal tongi to saro. So from ground, when you reach the practitioner reach the ground to first ground, practitioner has already attained the emptiness. But from first ground to 10th ground, and 10th ground categorizing into further 2 category, these all ground has an object of illumination that needs to be abundant. So there still needs to be lots of kind of obscurations needs to be eliminated. So therefore, wisdom or antidotes are needed.
Tate maimba, yang samutangdang kare, ongi nyunti maina, tangyu lula ringi fangja fangdong la tenzawa nyichi tikundoya, ongi nyunti maina, karzna, kijin ringi ki fangja pangyong dugan la, sa dumba pordu nyunti fangwa, sa dumba ni yepa ngozu da shiti pang ngozong kwa. Rinzi nyunti maina, rinzi shiti duba ina, sa yepa pordu nangyo matawa chichaluwa. Dekyon jekapa. Ringi pancha panchu da samustana tanga kwa. Tenka du yungwa.
Another way of looking at this, answer for this question is when we look at the middle way consequence interpretation of when practitioners attained, when practitioners eliminate 2 obscurations, especially based on the definite lineage of the family, definite lineage of the family. When practitioner reach at the ground 7th, up to ground 7th, practitioner strives to eliminate wisdom, obscurations, delusive obscuration or obscuration to liberation. And from ground 8, they start eliminating the second obscuration, that is wisdom obscuration or obscuration to enlightenment. So if consciousness conceiving true existence is not an obstruction to liberation, then you can see a contradictory in that kind of statement. So from that is another way of looking at the question and
렌진 똥이라 잡이나 사드 린이 그 방을 잡아도다 다다 주고 와래 가른 주고 와잖아 똥이 원숨도 떠인들라 사탕분이 돼 사탕분이 렌진 캐버려 렌진 캐네 애니 년집라 무이기님 보지요 다들 사둠바 버도 좀 사둠바 온람 버도 두고 렌진 똥이를 시원하 렌진 년집라 다다 주고도 예 린이 방자 방도다 난 미스비 되는 꼴이나 대지 펠리티 양 참도 렌진 년집 시원하 벌써 렌진 년집도 잡아이나 다 사탕부 타바나 동이 또 띵음 차거라 동이 또 인데가라 사듬바 버도 따파이 예 녀몸 디발링이 붙이고 거라 제가 동이 또 인데가라다 예 린진 진 캐레 진 커들 녀몸 디바칸 같으니 사게 버도 뺐다가 제바체 방고 거라 진 순지 사당부터 가네 진 순충 충도도 제가 같이
So obstruction to consciousness conceiving true existence or truth, existence. As said before, the practitioner attained understanding of the emptiness at the ground first, and up to ground 7, what they struggle to do is to eliminate obstruction to liberation, and which is actually, trying to eliminate consciousness, conceiving a true existence. So when you look at the stages or the ground here and what practitioners eliminate at what stages, then we will see very sort of precisely that truth grasping or consciousness conceiving a true existence is in fact is obstruction to liberation or delusive obscuration that practitioners eliminate before ground 8 or eliminate from ground 1st to 7th. So if consciousness conceiving true existence is not an obstruction to liberation, then practitioner shouldn't be eliminating this until ground 7. They need to eliminate from ground 8, which becomes sort of totally contradictory to what is said in the scripture.
What did it? Yeah.
사당 보통 그래서 뭐 동의 무슨 또 거로서 그냥 동의 하려고 그래.
그때 사당보에나 동의 무슨 또 별로인비 자서는 가버려. 동의 하게 동의 무슨 또 그러네. 사당보 통화 받치면은 지야버려. 사당보를 제대로 이세요. 와. 별라니 든지나갈래. 사당보 통화 년자 이세 받을라. 동의 무슨 또 telepet 가서 왔다. 저기 저가 탐제된 누디요. 탐제된 누디요.
사당볼 동영 무슨도 또 말했어.
사당보다 동영 무슨도 또 말했어. 사당비 저는 발전면람들 저가 탐제 누디요.
So at the first ground, a practitioner does attain direct realization of the emptiness. It's not a conceptual. Okay.
Yeah.
Karirawe kurve jingamde penda dewa male jongwe Chere sewan tenzin gyatso yi jabe sebe bazo dengyo je Jambal Bawe Childara Kembasam
Kundo Sambo Deya Dejen De Teda Gungi Jesan
Kalo Jegawan Dida Tamje Rato
Tizum Shebe Gewa Tamje
Mawa
Gangla Jodo Mawa Yenda Jengire Zawan Deje Sambo Chenje Rado Mawa Ike. And the land is circled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefits. Those in the person, Chenrei Tens and Gyatso remained until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attain all missions and Samandra are about to do, so now I too take these paths to train. As all the victorious Bodhisattvas present in the future praise dedication is supreme, so now I too take these.